Well, it was a heck of a game. I don't think we particularly always played well, but we found a way to gut it out in the end and get the win. Their quarterback's a heck of a player. Makes a lot of plays, and he's a really, really good player. And we missed some, left some opportunities out there and didn't finish drives. Had to kick too many field goals, although our kicker was pretty special. He did a great job. So that game, I was just looking at the time of possession, and that can't be right. It says, well, that's counting overtime, I guess. I don't know what the regulation time of possession was. It couldn't be 43, 47, and 31. But, you know, they did a nice job possessing the ball and driving the ball, and really, other than the punt that hit them in the leg, it's been a long time since you could say that we won a game here on special teams. And tonight was, you know, special teams had a big part in it.
Okay, questions for Coach Benson?
The safety and then the return, that really was quite a momentum changer for your team. Getting those two plays, you're getting a safety for the first time in 3 years. And
you know, I want to see the safety on film. I think the ball was loose and we didn't get after the ball. It should have been a touchdown. We weren't instead of a safety. But, you know, Wanye Thomas on the return is a really good athlete, and it's just been a matter of time. He's going to return a bunch of them before he leaves here. He's pretty good.
That setting up the safety was really Presley pinning him back. Just again, he continues to be that weapon.
Presley Harvin's is a really, really good player, and you know, the way that Wesley kicked the ball today, when you had two pretty good kickers like that, it makes a world of difference.
Two questions. First, have you ever seen a free kick return for a touchdown before?
I don't know. Possibly, because it's just like a kickoff return. Yeah. But I'd have to think about it. I don't know.
And then you referenced earlier that, you know, it wasn't your best game, obviously offensively, but what does it say to you that you guys didn't have your best game, but you had a lot of guys make plays to win this game?
Well, these kids all year, they've battled. They've had a lot of heart. To think that they've come back from 1-3 and you know, we're going to finish either first or second in our division. Well, I guess Pitt won today, so we'll finish second in our division. That's the 7th time in 11 years we've done that. It's not easy to do, and for those kids to come back from a 0-2 start in the league and get that accomplished, I'm proud of them.
I was just going to say, what's the biggest area you've seen improvement?
From the start of the year till now, we've probably gotten better offensively, although we didn't, you know, necessarily tonight. I think we're better in special teams. Clearly, it wasn't a far climb. And defensively, we've made some progress. I mean, we still struggle on third down, but you know, they were 5-9 and we were 10-18. So that both teams, it's you know, we had a hard time blocking them inside, and their corners are really good, and they were sitting on routes and was kind of waiting, and we've caught him at the opportune time there at the end of the game.
Victor Alexander started out the year as a starter, lost his job, but he really did a nice job tonight on special teams, 3 or 4 tackles.
Yeah, Vic played a lot on defense. He started the game on defense. He played more tonight than he's played.
Coach, last few games, you threw the ball quite a bit tonight. Was that the plan going in, or is that?
No, we threw it 8 times. It seemed like a lot.
Not a lot, yeah, not a lot, but relative to the past few games.
No, it was just we were struggling to run the ball, and at times they had a good key. They were double run support, and they got us with a couple motion calls. They were calling our snap count.
I'm curious about the last pass attempt before the field goal that put you ahead, the 48-yard field goal.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you go for a pass attempt when you
Because we thought it was going to be open, and it was. Really, if you watch it, they held the fire out of Brad Stewart. As he was coming across on the crossing route, he almost got tackled. And then, you know, Jalen had a little bit of room there. We just kind of threw it over his head. And we thought we were in field goal range. I knew Wesley could make it, or I didn't know, but I mean, he's got that much range in practice. So I didn't even consider just trying to run the ball up in there and get it closer. I was trying to score a touchdown.
Going for the win, huh?
Yeah.
Paul, over here, going back to special teams, is there any special satisfaction winning a game when special teams is obviously central to it, given that the only time generally anybody talks about special teams is when there's a screw-up or if somebody kicks a field goal at the bitter end?
Well, I think over the period of time, it usually averages out. And, your special teams are pretty good when you got good kickers. That's just the way it is, or good returners. And we got Wanye back there. He's a good returner. And, the kids kick the ball really well. I mean, the kickoff coverage, you still want to close your eyes. I mean, just like at the end of the game, it's like they return the thing. How many did they return out to the 35? I mean, it's like feast or famine. We either get them down inside the 20 or they come out to the 35. And as a coach, you got a minute and 11 seconds? We talked about squibbing. I didn't want to squib and give them the ball on the 35. Didn't want to sky kick and get – so, you kick it deep and close your eyes and hope somebody gets the guy down. And that was a big part of their drive, getting that thing out to the 35.
Beyond Wesley's leg, what is unique about him? He's just a freshman,
He's
walk
just,
on.
like I said, he's just pretty cool. He don't much bother him. I asked him on the kick in overtime, I asked him in the locker room, I said, you didn't hit that one real solid, huh? He said, Coach, I missed the fool out of that. But, I mean, he said, I looked up and I was thinking, oh, God, just get in there. But, he's just kind of even-keeled and the moment's not too big for him. A lot of times, and we have guys still yet that have played a lot where I think sometimes the moment's a little too big for them. But with him, it's not. I mean, you can't ask him to do anything other. I mean, he's made every kick we've trotted him out there for.
Is there any way to coach that, not being
No, I don't think so. I'd like to take credit for it, but no. I think some kids just have it and some don't.
You got some good 2-point conversion plays today, and one of them was similar to the one in the Tennessee game, actually, and Daquan pitched it and got it. Kind of was it good to see? That's an area you guys have struggled some in the past in terms of converting those.
Yeah, the first one we should have hit. It was like a delayed route, and then our A-back ran into the linebacker. And then Daquan did a nice job pulling it down and scrambling. And once he ran into him, he did a pretty good job of blocking him to let Daquan get in the end zone.
I know you've only had haven't had more than a few minutes to think about it, but you're going to a place next week where you've had some success. Any thoughts about your team right now and going to the game next week?
I know they've got a really, really good football team. They're very talented, but, tonight I'm going to just kind of sit back and enjoy this one, and then in the morning, starting about 9, we'll get on Georgia.
You look at Virginia's receivers, a lot of yards after the catch, and
We
especially
missed a lot of
Zacchaeus.
tackles.
Yeah.
We missed a lot of tackles.
Your seniors kind of stepped up today. Brant had the safety. You had Vic on special teams. Brad Stewart has the big catch. Daquan had a couple nice runs and then was able to complete that pass. And can you just talk a little bit about the senior class and getting the win in senior day?
I mean, they did a great job of keeping the team together when it was 1-3. I mean, that's not easy. I can promise you. I've done this for 40 years. As a coach, when you start out like that and you got all the negativity around you and everybody's already pronounced you dead and shoveling dirt on you, it's hard to keep everybody, going in the same direction. And the seniors just didn't listen. They just turned it off, and we just went to work and kept playing. That's all you can do.